They lied to you. And the worst part, you believed it. Your whole life, you were told the Great Pyramid of Giza was just a giant tomb built to house a pharaoh. But no body was ever found. No sarcophagus. And what they did find inside, well, no one really wanted to explain. Because what's hidden within those ancient stones wasn't supposed to be there. But it is. Now think about this. Why would anyone build a structure with over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing tons and cut with laser-like precision, in an era where, according to official history, people didn't even have cast iron? And why is it perfectly positioned at the center of the Earth's landmass, aligned with true north, resonating at a specific sound frequency, and filled with sealed chambers containing unknown metals? You're about to uncover a truth few dare to speak out loud. A truth that could completely change how you see human history, technology, and maybe even your own origins. But watch this only if you're ready to step out of the comfort of the official version and see what's been hiding in plain sight. They lied to you. And the worst part, you believed it. Your whole life, you were told the Great Pyramid of Giza was just a giant tomb built to house a pharaoh. But no body was ever found, no sarcophagus. And what they did find inside, well, no one really wanted to explain. Because what's hidden within those ancient stones wasn't supposed to be there. But it is. Now think about this. Why would anyone build a structure with over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing tons and cut with laser-like precision, in an era where, according to official history, people didn't even have cast iron? And why is it perfectly positioned at the center of the Earth's landmass, aligned with true north, resonating at a specific sound frequency, and filled with sealed chambers containing unknown metals? You're about to uncover a truth few dare to speak out loud. A truth that could completely change how you see human history, technology, and maybe even your own origins. But watch this only if you're ready to step out of the comfort of the official version and see what's been hiding in plain sight. Since childhood, we've been told the Great Pyramid of Giza was built as a tomb for Pharaoh Khufu. And we believed it. It made sense. A powerful king, a grand monument, a burial fit for the gods. But what if I told you no body was ever found inside? No sarcophagus, no funerary inscriptions, nothing. As if someone made that story up just to hide something much bigger. Now picture this, a structure with over 2 million stone blocks, each weighing several tons, cut with millimeter precision, aligned to true north more accurately than the Greenwich Meridian itself. That's not just architecture, that's next-level engineering. And we're not talking about software or cranes. We're talking about a civilization supposedly using hammers and chisels. The Great Pyramid of Giza has stood for over 4,500 years, defying earthquakes, wars, time, and even logic. And there's more. The internal layout, chambers, corridors, shafts pointing to specific stars, doesn't match any known burial practices of that time. What if it wasn't built to bury anyone, but to channel something, energy, knowledge, communication with those above? The answer may be hidden beneath the stones the world chose to ignore. Modern researchers have tried to explain the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza with brute force and thousands of slaves pulling stones with ropes. But that theory crumbles under scrutiny. Recent studies show the blocks are so perfectly cut and placed that you can't even slip a sheet of paper between them. And we're not talking about a few blocks, we're talking about millions. This points to technology that doesn't match the tools of that era. This is where a new theory gains traction. The pyramid may have been built using underground hydraulic systems. That's right, subterranean chambers, tunnels, shafts, and even gates that, when filled with water, could create pressure to move stones or generate vibration. When you compare this to the step pyramid of Djoser, which has similar features, it starts to make sense. In this light, the Great Pyramid of Giza is not just a monument, it's a mechanism. Now think, what if this mechanism had a specific purpose? Like a generator, a power plant, or better yet, an energy machine that harnessed Earth's natural forces and converted them into something much greater. Maybe healing, communication, or access to realities beyond our understanding. Because this isn't just about stone stacking. It's about what was happening inside those walls and what still might be. For a long time, it was believed there was no water beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. But recent studies using deep penetrating radar and seismic sensors revealed something shocking. A network of underground tunnels, wells, and flooded chambers beneath the pyramid. Water, once dismissed, now appears to be a key piece in this ancient puzzle. Even more intriguing, the pyramid was built on a highly geologically active point, where Earth's natural electromagnetic flow is intensified. Some engineers started connecting the dots. What if the water flowing through these tunnels created an electromagnetic current? A sort of natural turbine, activating something inside the pyramid? That makes sense, right? The vibration of moving water, combined with the structure's precise geometry, could create resonant energy. We're not talking about religious rituals anymore. This is a functional, intelligent system, possibly transforming nature's energy into something usable, a true power station hidden in plain sight. And for those who think this is far-fetched, remember, Nikola Tesla believed the Earth could provide free, unlimited energy if the right points were activated. The Great Pyramid of Giza sits on one of those very spots, known as a ley line, connecting sacred sites around the world. Coincidence? Hardly. What's buried beneath might not be just an Egyptian secret, but a universal technology left behind. If you still think the Great Pyramid of Giza was created from scratch by the Egyptians with bronze tools and linen ropes, it might be time to rethink that story. Because the Egyptians themselves never claimed to be the builders. In fact, they often referred to the pyramids as a legacy from the gods or a civilization that came before them. Even more startling, some ancient texts describe a time when lords of light came from the stars and taught humans how to build cosmic-aligned structures. These accounts may sound like myths, but are they really? The three pyramids of Giza are perfectly aligned with Orion's belt, a constellation the Egyptians associated with Osiris, the god of rebirth, energy, and the afterlife. This isn't just a pretty alignment, it's an astronomical configuration calculated with absurd precision beyond the capabilities of naked-eye civilizations. And here's the kicker, other ancient cultures also built their temples in alignment with Orion: the Mayans, Incas, Hindus, civilizations separated by oceans and centuries. So how did they all share the same pattern and the same reverence for Orion? Could it be that it points to the origin of those who taught them everything? In that case, the Great Pyramid of Giza wouldn't just be a physical monument, but a beacon, a cosmic antenna pointing home. And if that beacon was activated once, what's stopping it from being activated again? Here's something almost no one talks about. Strange things happen to electronic devices near the Great Pyramid of Giza. Visitors have reported temporary malfunctions, compasses spinning wildly, and phones freezing without explanation. Oddly enough, this doesn't happen around other ancient structures. It seems there's some kind of electromagnetic field interacting with modern tech, but why? And more importantly, what's still active inside the pyramid? Independent studies show that pyramid shapes naturally resonate energy. Scaled-down replicas made with specific materials have been shown to preserve food, sharpen metal blades, and even improve water quality. Now imagine that same concept scaled up with hundreds of meters of stone, built from limestone and pink granite, both excellent conductors. It's like the Great Pyramid of Giza was designed to focus and amplify energy from its environment. Even stranger, the King's Chamber is made from Aswan pink granite, a slightly radioactive stone transported over 900 kilometers away. Why go to such insane lengths for a tomb? It makes more sense that this material had an energetic function, perhaps as a conductor, catalyst, or transmitter. And what if, behind those stones, there's still a system just waiting to be reactivated? What most people don't know is that the Great Pyramid of Giza contains extremely narrow internal shafts that lead nowhere, at least according to the official story. But when researchers sent small robots into those passages, they found something deeply unsettling: sealed doors with embedded metal fittings, positioned at perfect angles as if guarding something. The weird part, these doors serve no architectural purpose. They feel more technological. In 2002, a small robot named Opawat was sent into one of these shafts. After traveling dozens of meters, it found a tiny door with 2 metal pins. A second robot later found another chamber behind that door. What was inside? No one knows. The mission was abruptly halted and the data never fully released. That raises a serious question. What did they find that they didn't want us to know? If the pyramid was built with such precision, aligned with stars and reacting to Earth's magnetic field, why would it contain secret channels, locked and quietly ignored by modern history? Maybe these doors aren't passages, but triggers, locks on a machine that's currently in standby mode. And what if someone or something is waiting for them to open again? In 2017, an international team of physicists using muon detection technology, cosmic particles that pass through matter, discovered a massive hidden chamber inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's about 30 meters long and located right above the Grand Gallery. And here's the kicker. There's no known entrance, no stairs, no tunnels, no access, as if it was built to remain. The discovery made headlines at the time, but then silence, no further excavation, no research allowed. It's as if upon finding something that wasn't supposed to exist, the world just chose to ignore it. Now ask yourself, why would a structure this complex and hidden lie at the heart of the pyramid? What does it contain? Or worse, what could it activate? If this really is an energy machine, as mounting evidence suggests, this could be its core, some kind of condenser, or maybe even an ancient alien battery, sealed until the right moment. What if this structure isn't a relic of the past, but something still alive, just waiting? Many researchers believe the Great Pyramid of Giza isn't just stone and geometry. It's a language in stone. Every measurement, every angle, every proportion seems to carry a message, like someone encoded a universal truth in architecture. Think about it. Pi, the golden ratio, even the speed of light in meters per second, all these numbers appear in the dimensions of the pyramid. Coincidence? Not a chance. This isn't mysticism, it's science embedded in a monument. And what if it was all built to survive time? A universal code printed in a structure that could withstand floods, earthquakes, wars, meteors, everything. What if the builders knew civilizations would rise and fall, but the Great Pyramid of Giza would be the one thing to remain standing, ready to be decoded when humanity was finally ready? Like a stone USB drive, holding data to be unlocked in the right time. This changes everything, because now the pyramid isn't just about the past. It's about what it still could be. Maybe the true purpose of this structure hasn't even happened yet. And maybe the next step belongs to those who dare to read the full message. Here's something not many people know. The location of the Great Pyramid of Giza wasn't randomly chosen. It's placed exactly at the geographic center of Earth's land masses. That means if you divide the Earth based on land distribution, the pyramid sits almost perfectly at the intersection point. Now think, how could a civilization 4,500 years ago with no satellites or GPS figure this out? Or more importantly, why would they? This strategic positioning leads to powerful hypotheses. One of them suggests the pyramid was built precisely at that spot to balance Earth's energy field, acting as a kind of bridge between heaven and Earth. Some alternative scholars compare this to the planet's chakra system, where the pyramid functions like an antenna vibrating in Earth's axis, receiving and emitting invisible signals. And this isn't just spiritual theory. Various researchers have been recording electromagnetic anomalies in the area for decades. If this alignment was intentional, then the pyramid is where it is because it had to be. And that changes the whole story, because now we're not talking about Egyptians stacking rocks, but about planetary engineers. Builders of a global device may be part of a larger network. So the real question is, how many more structures like this exist, and what happens if we activate them all together? One rising theory among independent researchers is that the Great Pyramid of Giza is just one piece of a global energy system, like a node in a planetary grid. And this isn't just wild speculation. When you draw lines connecting the world's great megalithic sites like Stonehenge, Teotihuacan, Machu Picchu, and the Bosnian pyramids, you notice a precise geometric pattern following what are known as ley lines, natural energy pathways of the Earth. These lines, according to ancient cultures, were used to channel spiritual and cosmic energy. And guess who sits directly atop one of the most powerful intersections? Yes, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Not by accident. The ancient Egyptians believed it was the navel of the world, the place where gods descended and connected with humans. But what if that wasn't a metaphor? What if it was literal? A cosmic transmitter, built to keep contact with something out there? This idea changes everything. The pyramid isn't an isolated monument. It's part of a planetary machine, a silent technology scattered across the globe, built by unknown hands with a purpose we still don't fully grasp. And the most unsettling thought? Maybe this machine is only sleeping. What if this sleeping machine has already been activated before? Some researchers point to historical records and bizarre natural phenomena like solar flares syncing with seismic events near pyramids as signs that these structures might respond to external cosmic stimuli, especially the Great Pyramid of Giza, which seems designed to react to environmental and celestial changes, not just earthly ones. Vibrations from space, shifts in magnetic fields, even unidentified radio pulses, all seem to interact with it. It's no coincidence the pyramid is tied to advanced astrology. Many believe it was built to align with specific celestial events: eclipses, solstices, planetary conjunctions. What if, at certain intervals, maybe once every few thousand years, it reactivates part of its function? Like a timer counting down until just the right moment. Egyptian oral tradition speaks of golden ages and destruction cycles, and always mention the temples of energy as points of equilibrium during those times. So what if we're approaching one of those cycles again? What if, unknowingly, humanity is waking something ancient, not through technology, but through resonance? The pyramid's silence might not be passive. Maybe it's waiting. And when that wait ends, what exactly will awaken? Among all the mysteries, one question keeps resurfacing. What lies beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza? Unofficial expeditions and independent reports speak of enormous underground halls, tunnel networks beneath the Giza Plateau, and even a massive hidden structure, a subterranean city. This isn't just fringe theory. Even mainstream Egyptologists like Zahi Hawass have acknowledged the existence of sealed chambers not open to the public. But what are they hiding? In 2025, leaked radar images showed artificial structures with columns and platforms more than 20 meters below ground. The media quickly dismissed it as exaggerated speculation, but the radar scans told a different story, showing geometric formations too precise to be natural. And then came the military presence, the sudden silence, and the restricted access. If there was nothing to find, why all the secrecy? Maybe the true function of the Great Pyramid of Giza is not to memorialize the dead, but to guard something. A device, an artifact, a presence? The idea may sound wild until you realize how much effort has gone into keeping this place misunderstood. What's beneath the sand might not be myth. It might be the reason the pyramid was built in the first place. Another clue that adds a chilling layer to the mystery is sound. Yes, sound. When scientists began testing the acoustics inside the pyramid's chambers, they discovered it resonates at exactly 432 Hz, a frequency considered sacred by many ancient civilizations. This same frequency is linked to harmony, healing, and universal balance, even used by modern sound therapists today. But how did the ancients know this? And why design an entire structure to amplify that specific vibration? Some theorists propose the pyramid was a giant acoustic amplifier, channeling sound waves from rituals, instruments, or even the earth itself. The vibrations would then resonate through the chambers, creating a field that directly affected the human body. This isn't fiction. Modern science has proven that specific sound frequencies can alter mental states, heal tissue, and even restructure water molecules. Could the Great Pyramid of Giza have been a spiritual activation chamber? That opens up an entirely new perspective. What if it wasn't meant to transform stone, but people? Not physically, but spiritually. Maybe it helped open inner portals, unlock ancestral memory, or sync human consciousness with other realms. A place where the material meets the invisible, and where sound becomes the key between worlds. One of the boldest theories out there, and yet oddly compelling, is that the Great Pyramid of Giza wasn't built by the Egyptians at all, but was instead inherited. Archaeological clues suggest the base of the pyramid is far older than the Egyptian civilization itself. Heavy water erosion marks on the Sphinx and surrounding areas indicate the structures endured intense rainfall, which hasn't occurred in that region for at least 10,000 years. In other words, we might be talking about a pre-Diluvian civilization. Ancient Egyptian texts even mention a time called the Zep Tepi, the first time when gods walked the earth and gave humans the secrets of the universe. Many believe this advanced race had deep knowledge of astronomy, energy, and math, and was the true builder of the pyramid. After a global catastrophe, the Egyptians simply inherited it and integrated it into their own spiritual and political framework. If that's the case, the pyramid is not a symbol of Egyptian power, but a surviving relic of an ancient alliance between humanity and something greater. That would explain the impossible technology, the cosmic alignments, the electromagnetic anomalies. And it suggests we're looking not at history, but at a message left for us, from a time before memory. With all these clues, one question becomes impossible to ignore. Why aren't we taught any of this? Why do schools, textbooks, and mainstream documentaries still cling to the tomb theory, even with mountains of contradictory evidence? The answer might be unsettling: narrative control. Because accepting that the Great Pyramid of Giza is not just an ancient tomb, but a technological device beyond our understanding, would shake the foundations of history, science, and belief itself. Imagine the implications: religious doctrines questioned, academic reputations overturned, political and economic systems disrupted. We're talking about the possible existence of physical proof of contact with superior intelligence, or at the very least, a civilization far more advanced than we ever imagined. This isn't just about the past. It's about who we are and what we're on the verge of discovering. Maybe, in the end, the Great Pyramid of Giza was never about death. Maybe it was always about awakening. And if this ancient machine is waiting for something, maybe it's waiting for us. If everything you just learned is true, and the Great Pyramid of Giza really isn't a tomb, but an ancient energy machine, then ask yourself this: why are we still repeating the old story? What else are we accepting as truth, simply because it was taught to us that way? If there's hidden technology beneath our feet, how much potential are we ignoring just because we don't question? So tell me, are you going to keep seeing history as dusty facts? Or will you start searching for the codes that actually change everything? Maybe it's time to awaken that machine inside you too. The one made to question, connect, understand, and transform. Because in the end, the greatest energy this pyramid might activate could be your consciousness. If this video sparked something in you, if it opened even the smallest window, like it, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications because in the next episodes, we're going to uncover truths that were buried for far too long. And believe me, this was just the beginning.